You know that feeling, right? You're 30,000 feet in the air, you look out the window at the clouds below, and a tiny part of your brain just goes, how in the world is this even possible?
I mean, let's really think about it. It just doesn't seem to make sense. This enormous 500-ton metal tube just hanging out in the sky. Well, I'm here to tell you the answer is way cooler than magic.
You see, every single second a plane is in the air, it's performing this incredible, high-stakes dance. It's a perfect balancing act between four invisible but incredibly powerful forces of physics. So, let's meet the players in this tug-of-war. Once you understand these four forces, you'll understand the very basics of how anything flies. Okay, so what we're looking at here are basically two epic battles happening all at once. First, you've got lift trying to pull the plane up, while weight is trying to pull it down. At the exact same time, you've got thrust pushing the plane forward, while drag is trying to pull it backward. Let's start with the star of the show, lift. This is the hero of our story. It's the upward force that's generated by the wings, and it's the entire reason a plane stays in the sky. And fighting against lift is, of course, weight. That's just good old gravity, pulling the plane, the fuel, the passengers, and all your luggage straight down towards the center of the Earth. Simple as that. For a plane to get off the ground, lift has to win this fight. Then you've got thrust. This is the muscle. It's the raw, forward power that you get from those massive jet engines. All thrust wants to do is shove that plane forward through the air. And finally, the fourth player in our game is drag. Now you know exactly what this is. Ever stuck your hand out of a moving car window? That force pushing your hand back? That's drag. It's just air resistance, and it's always trying to slow the plane down. So we've met the four forces, but the really big question is, where does that all-important lift actually come from? Well, the secret isn't in the engines. The real genius of flight is hidden in the very specific shape of the wing. This special shape is called an airfoil, and that design, notice how it's curved on the top and much flatter on the bottom? That is no accident. It is a masterpiece of engineering designed to do one thing: trick the air into lifting a giant machine. So how does this shape work? Well, it's a pretty cool four-step process. As the plane moves, the wing slices through the air, splitting it into two streams. Now, the air that goes over that curved top has a longer way to go to get to the back of the wing. So to keep up, it has to speed up. It has to move faster than the air underneath. And that difference in speed, well, that's everything. This all comes down to a fundamental rule of physics called Bernoulli's principle. And all it really means is that faster-moving air has lower pressure. So now you've got a zone of low pressure above the wing and a zone of higher pressure below it. The high pressure naturally pushes up more than the low pressure pushes down. And that difference? Boom! That's lift. But wait, there's actually a bit more to it. Bernoulli isn't the only one at this party. Isaac Newton is here too. You see, wings are also angled slightly to push air down as they move. And Newton's third law tells us that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So as the wing pushes air down, the air pushes the wing up. It's this 1-2 punch that creates that incredible lifting force. So we've got our four forces, and we know the wing is the secret weapon for creating lift. Now let's put it all together and see how this actually gets that 500-ton machine off the ground. And first things first, let's bust a huge myth right now. The engines are not holding the plane up, not at all. Their only job is to create a massive amount of forward thrust. They're built for speed because it's that incredible forward speed that forces air over the wing so they can work their magic. And the takeoff sequence shows this perfectly. The pilot puts the engines on max thrust. The plane barrels down the runway, gaining speed. Faster and faster. More and more air rushes over the wings, building up that lift. And then you hit that magic moment when the upward force of lift finally overpowers the downward force of weight, and you are flying. And once you're up there, the whole flight is just about managing this balance. To climb higher, pilots increase lift so it's greater than weight. To cruise at a steady altitude, they balance it perfectly so lift equals weight. And to descend for landing, they gently reduce lift so it's less than weight. It's a constant, delicate adjustment. And that really is the final piece of the puzzle. Flying isn't about brute force, it's not about defying gravity, it's about expertly managing it through thousands of tiny, precise adjustments. It's all about maintaining that perfect balance. And to do all this, pilots have an amazing toolkit. The throttle controls thrust, of course. Elevators on the tail let them pitch the nose up or down to adjust lift. And get this, flaps and slots on the wings can actually change the wing's shape mid-flight, making it curvier to generate extra lift for those slow takeoffs and landings.
So, in the end, a plane doesn't fall out of the sky for the same reason a bicycle doesn't just fall over when you're riding it. It's an object in motion, kept stable in a state of controlled, dynamic balance. It's always moving forward, its lift perfectly managed to counteract its weight.
So, here's a final thought. The next time you're on a plane, remember what's really going on. You're not just sitting inside a big metal tube. You're riding in a masterpiece of physics that is literally surfing through the sky on a cushion of air it created itself.